What's the deal with couples therapy?
Do you remember when you were growing up and your teacher would ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? The boys would say police officers. It was different back then. And the girls said they wanted to be nurses. That was the same as back then, well, with less affairs. Well, I wanted to be a couples therapist, but probably not for the reason you're expecting. I wanted to do it because I love the drama. I love the infighting, the he said, she said. While most people were watching SpongeBob, I was watching The Bachelor. I wouldn't be a couples therapist that solves conflict. I would be one that creates more conflict. I may have been the best at my job because I would have so many repeat customers. I mean, with 1 out of 2 marriages failing, now's the best time to get into the business. My main problem with this job is that I have no confidentiality. Frame 1 when I get home to my supermodel wife. It's my imagination. She could be whatever I want her to be. She's gonna hear all about the guy who checked out of his relationship and started checking into motels. I would be making so many videos off their stories. What are they gonna do? Admit to the world that their husband had an affair with the maid? Why, Arnold? Why? Is love blind? A lot of people go into these career fields because they're trying to fix their own problems that they got from the things they saw growing up. Many of these people grew up seeing their parents fight right in front of them. I never saw my parents fight because my dad always beat my mom behind closed doors. That was a lie. My mom beat my dad behind closed doors. But let's look at how to become a couples therapist. The minimum requirements for this career is to have a degree in psychology, making this one of the only careers to come from a degree in psychology. Then you go to graduate school, and then finally you need a license. You do all of that to make an average of $68,000 a year, which is weird because single women love to take up this mantle for free. Results may vary. The first thing that a couples therapist does is assess the couple so that they may make a parlay for everything that they're going to do before the divorce. Against popular belief, their job is not to tell the couple what to do, but to help them communicate and act almost like a judge. Which is good, because if this judge doesn't work out, they'll be seeing a different one. The communication problem usually is due to one person wanting to communicate and fix the relationship, and the other person who showed up because they cheated, and the other person agreed that they wouldn't leave them if they showed up to couples therapy. Sometimes they just do this to embarrass the other person. Look at my husband, he cheated and now he's in couples therapy. Isn't that humiliating for him? Yep, humiliating for him, sure. The communication problem is usually the man's fault because a woman will tell you everything she's feeling and thinking, and the man just wishes she would stop. The job of a couples therapist is to be a true neutral, which I don't think is possible. You're either opinionated or you're me. This is more difficult because people go to a couples therapist to hear that they're right. And it starts to get risky when you even hint that one side might be wrong. If you say that the guy is incorrect, you will be met with an eye roll in self-defense. But if you agree with the man, they'll be finding a new therapist. But it gets real tough when there are 2 women. Now, let's look at a few tactics that therapists implement. They often tell their clients not to say, they always, but instead say, I feel. I feel like you shouldn't have slept with my mother. They include segments where you say what you appreciate about your partner. I appreciate that you cheated with someone that you share mtDNA with. They even have a segment where they try to make each other understand each other. For example, I understand that you're acting like our mother. To improve communication, they use the 5-5-5 rule, which divides the conversation into 3 different parts. 5 minutes for one side to talk, 5 minutes for the other side to talk, and then 5 minutes for them both to yell at each other about how the other side is lying. To even consider being a couples therapist, you have to have certain personality traits. First is you have to have the patience and the calmness to stay composed under any situation, which I think it would be the most difficult part for me because I don't know if I could hold back a gasp. Next, they must have a problem-solving mindset, which conflicts with many couples because women want to talk about their problems, not solve them. Men, on the other hand, they solve their problems. Unfortunately, it's usually through suicide. Being a couples therapist is a lot like being a pastor. People only seek you out when they're desperate, then they expect you to perform a miracle, and nobody, when they walk out the door, will ever apply any of the advice that they just heard. But before they walk out the door, a good couples therapist always assigns some homework. But just like schools in the inner city, nobody does the homework and blames their failing life on their teacher. The average cost of couples therapy is $150 per hour, and despite divorce lawyers costing $250 per hour, you see them less times, just like you will your kids. Hello, Outro Lunar here.
Click here to check out my Twitch channel where I stream every weekend. Click here to check out the most recent video, and click over here to check out the recommended video. Alright, goodbye.